What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless here, back with another edition of the West Ham Week, where I take three of the top stories, news topics, whatever you like, from the week and break it down into 2 minute sections. So back for the season. Didn't do any of these over the summer because of the transfer window was open, and it's basically all just transfer stories, so we might as well do it on our transfer store show. But don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave some bloody comments. And without further ado, start the timer now. So, after the awful defeat to Liverpool the other day, it was, obviously not a fun game to watch. But a lot of people have come out and sort of criticised Pellegrini's tactics and playing the high line, and maybe, we shouldn't be playing a high line going forward based on that game. Now, it definitely seemed to be, cause a big problem for us. But obviously that's the way Pellegrini wants to play. And, what he's come out and said about is to try recover the ball, to press high, to have good possession. The way you play is the way you work during the week. I think it will be fast to create this mentality. It is not difficult because we work every day of the week to have this mentality. So it's like he's identified this style he wants to play, but obviously it's the first game. So it's going to take a bit of a time for people to adjust to it. Now, people are saying, well, maybe he shouldn't have played that way for the first game or whatever. But if they're not actually going out and putting this into practice, they're not going to get better at it. They're not going to adapt to this new system and this new way of playing. So, although it proved to be our downfall, the players need to actually play it to get used to it. Now, the problem that I found with what caused us a lot of problems with playing this high line is the players didn't seem to have much energy. There seemed to be a lack of energy, if you know what I mean. Like, we're playing up high, but the players ain't got that energy to get back when necessary. And I think that will come as match fitness comes, and I think we're going to really start to see the benefits of this way of playing as the time goes on. And when I want to see us actually start to have that energy to press opponents and go and not give them any room to breathe. As soon as they've got the ball, just give them no time on the ball. And I think, we've got to, if this is the way the manager wants to play, we've got to have faith in him and let him push on and go ahead and play that system. Another story, the West Ham's ongoing sort of difficulties with the LLDC, yeah, have been going on, and West Ham have got a court victory over the LLDC to have the pitch surround changed basically from green. Now, for the past season and a half, 2 seasons, West Ham have been saying they want to make the pitch surround claret. Now, Slaven Bilic came out in October and he talked about safety issues with the pitch surround because it's the same colour. It needs to be a different colour. They've got an expert in recently who's determined it is not safe because I think a couple of players have ended up nearly hurting themselves coming on because there's no separation. All it is a bit of green over the running track. So there's no separation when you're wearing studs and you're running at high speed. Now, they didn't want to change that initially. So we've taken them to court. Now, what it comes down to is money. What the LLDC are coming out and saying is they want to use that space for sponsorship. So they want to have that pitch around. They wanted to put their have it green, put their sponsorship on it, and all of that sort of stuff. Where we want it claret, so they're trying to negotiate it on that. And I think they're trying to make every penny they can, which is fair enough. But there's a real power struggle going on now at the moment. But here's the problem: to change that pitch around is going to cost 380k. I don't know how. I don't know why it's going to cost that much. But £380,000. Now, West Ham have offered to pay that money so we could have our claret pitch around, but they've said no. They want it, and they're gonna pay that money out of the taxpayers' money, and then they're gonna try and get sponsorship. But now they haven't been able to find sponsorship for the stadium, so they could have problems getting the pitch around sponsored. It just goes to show they're just sort of playing games. Like they're a bit of a joke, this LLDCC and this LLDC. And the sooner we own that stadium, the better, because they're honestly doing my head in. And finally, apparently Villa, of course, are still interested in signing Robert Snodgrass on loan from West Ham. Now, although the transfer window is shut for the Premier League, we can't get any players and we can't loan any players in or buy any players or sell any players to other Premier League clubs. The transfer window is still open for the Championship in terms of that they can sell players and they can loan players in, I believe, from what I've seen. And obviously Steve Bruce has come out and said, like, obviously they're still interested in Snodgrass, but he's trying to impress a new manager at the moment, but they'd love to have him there. And you can't blame him. And that's the thing. Snodgrass, I think, at this point, we might as well keep him. Now, I've said earlier on, he's a player identified that we should sell. But if we can't sell him, I don't see the point in much point in us loaning him out. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't bring any more players in. We need that squad depth. And he's looked decent in pre-season. He's looked pretty decent. And to be fair, on that Liverpool game, when he came on, he'd done a decent job when he came on against Liverpool. You know, speaking as compared to like the whole performance of the game, but he didn't really put much of a foot wrong. Like, he looked alright. He looked pretty solid. So he's someone I definitely would like to keep hold of in terms of, like, if we want to try and have a decent campaign in the Premier League and have a cup run, we need that squad depth. And I don't see any benefit at all for loaning Snodgrass out to Villa unless they give us a guaranteed to buy at the end of the season for 10 million. If they're going to definitely buy him, a loan to buy, and then yeah. But other than that, I just think it's a pointless. Let's keep hold of him. He really wants to impress the manager. We might see the best out of him. And like I said, just keep that squad depth. And I think he's well liked in the dressing room, so I don't see the point in loaning him out. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's good to be back with this show. Don't forget to leave all your comments below. Look out for all the content we're going to have around the Bournemouth game. Yes, post-match point will be back. We've had some problems with... obviously, our clubhouse has been renovated, so away games, it can be tricky. So we're trying to sort out another place to film post-match pints, but it will be back. Don't forget to check out the Starting 11 show and all our other Bournemouth content that we're going to have. Hopefully we get 3 points. I'm absolutely buzzing for the game. First home game of the season. It's going to be brilliant. So, don't forget, leave all your comments below. Like I said, share, follow, social media, I don't know. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.